Hey everyone and welcome back to What's the Gossip, and today I'm getting all the tea from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9 and All-Stars 4 highlighter addict Farrah Moan. How are you, Farrah?
Oh, hey, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I had to keep harassing you week in, week out. I was like, come on my podcast.
I know, I'm a little difficult to get a hold of these days, but I'm glad I finally made it.
So what have you been doing in lockdown? Did you do what everyone else did and watch Desperate Housewives?
We've made a huge dent in Netflix, that's so funny because I used to love that show. Like, I watched every single episode of it years and years ago. And so I tried to watch it during the pandemic too, like 6 months ago or something. And I just couldn't even get into it in the first episode. I was like, oh, I already know everything's going to happen. It's over. Remember when that plane flew into their neighborhood?
Totally believable. Happens all the time.
Right. It's like, what?
It's literally the worst show. So how are you coping with the lockdown?
Honestly, it was really, really hard. I got vaccinated like a month ago and I'm feeling so much less anxiety. I mean, gosh, the Los Angeles became like the #1 epicenter in the whole world for a while. And I was so scared. It was like 30,000 new cases a day. Like, don't leave your house. And now things are kind of starting to open up, and California's been vaccinating everyone like crazy. And so things are really looking up. It's exciting. It's like life is about to happen again. So,
I mean, you Americans were like ground zero for coronavirus, weren't you?
oh, yeah, who would have thought like preventing the spread of a deadly pandemic would become such a political issue? Like, just wear your mask and shut the fuck up.
I'm addicted to this YouTube channel called Karens in the Wild, and it's all American women, all in their 40s, and all of them white in cargo trousers or pants, cargo pants, shorts.
Wait, what is it called?
It's called Karens in the Wild, and there's like when they go Karens in the Wild, and they have like a wild monkey in the background sound effect, and this woman going fuck you, and it's like a daily video every single day of a brand new American Karen just kicking off in a Starbucks because she doesn't want to wear a mask.
I love that. You're gonna have to send me that link.
I'm addicted to it. Just even the intro with the monkey screaming is gold.
It might actually end up being too triggering to watch because I swear that's just like real life here. Like, I can probably just walk, 50 feet out of my apartment to one of the shops and see some white woman freaking out about something.
Have you encountered any Karens in your time?
Oh my gosh. For sure. I mean, I grew up in Texas. So you know that we had some Karens over there. It was almost like Karen-topia. It's hard to just point one out because growing up, it was like almost every adult around was a Karen. Like, you'd have one of your best friend's moms would be a Karen, and you wouldn't want to go out to eat with them because they were going to send their order back 3 times.
I never send my food back. Even if it was covered in dog hair, I wouldn't send it back. I saw this film called Waiting about what they do to your food when you send it back, or what they do in the kitchen. So no matter what comes out, I'm like, this is fine, delicious, thank you.
Same. I'm also just, I know that it's not the waiter's fault. It's not the restaurant's fault. I mean, things are so chaotic in that environment. You just gotta suck it up, and just, if you hated it so much, don't go back.
So when were you last in the UK?
Ooh, I'm wondering, was it the burlesque tour in 2019 with Chad? It was April, May 2019. I spent a really long time there. I flew in like 3.5 weeks before the tour started for the rehearsals and stuff. So I had already been living in London for like over a month, like just about a month when we started the tour.
Oh, do you miss it?
I miss it.
Oh, I bet you ran around. Did you get yourself an Oyster card? Everyone does that, don't they?
Is that for the underground train thing?
Yeah, so you can go around like the whole of London for nothing.
I totally did. But I'm still scared to go in it alone because I'm so scared I'm going to end up on like an opposite side of the city. And then I'm like so scared I'm going to get lost in it. But I totally got one.
I'm the worst on the underground. I just look at the map and go, I need the yellow one. I don't even take the name like Northern Line or Piccadilly Line. I go, where's the yellow one? I need to go on the yellow line.
Well, and it's so fast paced because everyone down there you can tell is like a seasoned professional at this. And like, I feel like so like anxious because I'm just trying to like look at my phone and then look at the signs, and everyone's trying to rush past me, and I'm just
Oh, it gets too much sometimes, doesn't it?
it's overwhelming. I had to get my Oyster card at like a gas station thing or like a convenience store, and it took me forever to find where to get one. I was so lost.
Did you feel like a local?
After I got used to it, I totally did, and I realized, wow, I don't have to sit in an Uber for an hour and a half to go to Selfridges.
Oh, you're Selfridges fan, are you? You can't beat fucking Selfridges, can you?
Oh, I love y'all's department stores there. Oh, so fun. One time I was at one of the malls in Birmingham, and everyone at the Gucci store was freaking out because, oh my God, Victoria Beckham was there, and she was like, had made an appointment with them, and she was about to come in. I was like, oh wow, that's cool, but I didn't really stick around.
I fucking love Victoria Beckham. I remember meeting you at Drag World, and I've told you this over DMs, and you were like, what? I was doing what? And you were coming down the back of the stage, where, you know, the big screen was, and you were going, and I went, oh, are you in pain because you're so beautiful? And you went, yes. It was like 9 a.m.
Wait, was that Drag World?
Drag World, yeah.
Oh my gosh, when you were telling me about it, I thought you meant it was backstage at one of the burlesque tour things. Oh my God, no, you know what happened to me at Drag World? This is so, I mean, I don't even want to say this is embarrassing because I feel like I've been open about this, but I have psoriasis. Yes, if anyone out there is a psoriasister, let me know. If you don't know what psoriasis is, it's a very common autoimmune disease where your skin just like cracks and bleeds or whatever. And I have it on the bottom of my left foot. And at Drag World, my foot cut open at the bottom. And so many fans read me on Twitter and on Instagram because for like the second half of my meet and greet, I had to wear slides because my foot was just bleeding. It was just so painful. Little known fact, yeah, my foot was just cut open and y'all are all bitches.
Yes, we fucking are. So for people that don't know, where does the name pheromone come from?
Well, pheromone is a direct pun off of, you know, the aromas that human beings give off when they're like aroused, you know, pheromones.
The sexy ones.
A lot of people don't realize that though, which is so funny to me. Like I'll still get tweets sometimes that are like, I was today years old when I found out pheromone was a play on words with pheromones. And I'm like, wow, what did y'all really think? Like, did y'all really think that the brand that Drag Race created for me of me whining all the time was why I put Moan as my last name? Like,
yes.
How embarrassing do you think I am?
How on brand now is it?
I mean, it's kind of been forced upon me, you know? Like, every single girl has all gotten emotional on Drag Race and cried about this, that, or whatever. I mean, look at how many times Manila cried on All Stars 4. It was pathetic. And meanwhile, I'm the one that gets the brand of being the crybaby. It's so annoying. And it's like, when they told me, when we were filming my entrance lines, I had came up with all these really cool, I wanted to say the highlight of season 9 is back. So I recorded that a few times. And then right before I was about to leave the studio, they were like, can you just say one thing for us? And I was like, sure, what is it? And they're like, can you say the crybaby's back? And so I gave them one take of that, not knowing that they were going to take it and run.
They're bastards there, aren't they? They are terrible.
So, yeah, they forced a crybaby brand on me, and it's like even when I do like meet and greets and stuff, they're like, can you do the like little moan, like the little oh, and I just give them what they want because it's easy enough. But like, you know, it's like, it's so crazy that like you really don't, you go into Drag Race and you give them full control of your like entire narrative, and they create the brand for you. And it's like, no matter what you do or try to like, you can even try to like tell your own story through there, and they're going to tell it how they want to tell it. So just before, when all of you fans are judging the girls, just remember that fact.
So when did you first audition for Drag Race? Did you get it the first time, or did you audition 57 times?
I auditioned for the show in 2016. It was my very first time ever sending in an audition tape, and basically my goal was just for them to like know who I was and keep an eye out for me for like future auditions, because it's so unheard of for them to pick girls their first time. So I just kind of threw something together with he's a drag photographer here in LA named Magnus Hastings. He helped me put together my video, and all of a sudden they called me and wanted me on, and I was oh my God, I just had a heart attack. They only gave us like 15 days to put together our package. And now I'm hearing that the girls are getting anywhere from 6 weeks to like over a month or over like 3 months. It just depends on the season. And I'm just like, wow, like us season 9 girls really put together 35 looks in 2 weeks.
Oh my God. So what was it like on your first episode? You arrive in the workroom and Lady fucking Gaga's there.
Well, I instantly knew it was her because I felt something was kind of fishy. And right, like a few days before we went to go film, they were like, oh, so we need all of y'all to have a Lady Gaga look made. It's just a last minute addition to a runway. And I was like, I wonder what that means. So I didn't even have time to have a Lady Gaga look made. That I borrowed that satanic priestess outfit from a friend of mine in Vegas who was just so lucky to have, like, it was, they literally the last minute added that Lady Gaga look, and I was so lucky that someone I knew had something I could borrow. But the tearaway underneath was actually mine, which I will never forgive myself for not doing.
Oh yeah, you didn't take it off, did you?
Nope, I got too scared.
You're like, I'm freezing, I need to keep warm.
Well, the real tea is this was really taboo, and I was scared to talk about this for a while because they really did not want this to be the narrative. But that day they were short on mic people, and they had brought in some temporaries or something, people that just weren't as experienced. And the person that was miking me didn't know how to put the microphone inside of my latex catsuit because I was slathered in lube underneath. And later I learned that there actually is a technique for that. They'll actually put the microphone in a latex condom and then put it into the latex so that it creates that barrier from the lubricant. But anyways, this person decided to mic my tearaway, and they kind of intimidated me out of taking off. They were like, don't take this off unless you have to because you'll break the equipment. And so I was so young and naive. I was like, well, oh my God, if I break the equipment, maybe they'll find a reason to send me home early or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had never filmed TV before. Like, I didn't know if it was going to end up even being a real contest or if it was going to be like pre-decided from the get-go. Like, you know, it was such a new experience. And so I almost grabbed it and then chickened out because I was like too scared to break the equipment. And I told Lady Gaga this. And of course, this didn't make it into the final cut because reality TV, it's like a big taboo to not talk about anything production. Like, they don't even want the audience to like know that we have microphones attached to us. So,
why would you need a microphone if you're on the runway?
Oh, because so that they can catch like certain sounds of your outfits jingling, or if something happens and you make some noise. They just keep you mic'd at all times. Like, they keep us mic'd from the moment we get on set in the morning until we're going back to the hotel at night. So yeah, every shit that you've ever taken on set, they've heard. Everything you've said under your breath about somebody that pissed you off, they heard.
Oh, the remix.
And you know that any of the producers at any given time can listen to your audio as it's like, so even RuPaul, if he decided to change, hey, sorry, the dogs are barking. Quiet. So if for any reason RuPaul decides that he wants to eavesdrop on you, he can just change the channel on his thing and listen to you in real time.
Oh my God, I could not be trusted with that.
Yeah. So anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, I didn't take the mic, I didn't do the tearaway, and I told Lady Gaga about it, and she told me, and I'll never forget, she said, fuck their equipment. This was like your moment. This is your time to shine. She was like, I never got anywhere by playing the rules. You just can't be scared. Like, this production is a multi-million-dollar set, and you breaking that microphone means nothing to them, and don't let them ever bamboozle you like that again. And she said, she said, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. And that has stuck with me.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is. Like, when I'm blackout drunk and jaywalking, I'm like, Lady Gaga said to ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Forgiveness, not permission.
I'm going to cross the street right fucking now.
So what was she like?
Oh my God, she was so incredible. I mean, talk about a life-changing experience. I mean, just the fact that she came back and like gave us such unique and individual critiques, I thought was so cool. She was on set all day. Like, she started off the day in full drag, and then she like de-dragged to get into her like judging panel look. I mean, she did the drag that day. I can only imagine how tired she was, but she just took the job so seriously and was so excited to be a part of it. And you could really tell that she was just ecstatic.
Yeah. So what was like one of the highlights of being on season 9?
To be completely honest, I feel like the whole season was like a highlight for me. I thoroughly had one of the best times of my life filming season 9. It was hard, sure, but I did feel like it felt like usually when there was a girl that went home, we kind of all unanimously agreed that that was the right decision. Like nothing felt like unfair or sketchy in any way. I made such good friends with all the girls, and so many of us still talk. And I don't know, it just, season 9 was a life-changing experience all around. It was just so much fun. The challenges were fun. Even the cheerleading challenge that almost killed us was fun. I mean, would I do that again? Probably not. Am I glad I did it? Absolutely. I mean, imagine telling a bunch of girls that just met each other that day that they have to trust their teammates to hold them in the air and throw them around. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, I don't know you. And of course, I was so small back then. They were like, you're going to be a flyer. I was like, no. Am I? Okay.
You also gave us that iconic moment in the reunion. You don't love me. What happened there? Do you have any regrets?
There's parts about that I regret, just in the sense of like, I think after the fact, I was able to kind of put myself more in Valentina's shoes. And if that had happened to me, I'd have, PTSD forever. Like that was so intense for her. But like also in that time, like I really didn't know any other way to get to her. Like there were so many times I had tried to pull her aside and talk to her and texted her just for no response. And I just wanted to know what the fuck I did wrong, because we were so close. And like, even after we filmed, we would talk all the time, and it just like ended so abruptly that I wanted to know the motherfucking tea. And what better time in my mind at the time, after they had fed us alcohol all day, to confront Valentina than when she was getting the Miss Congeniality award.
Oh my God, you're so naughty.
But no, I've like apologized to her in many ways. She didn't deserve that. I mean, we could have probably brought all of our concerns about Valentina up earlier in the episode, but you know what? It made great TV. People really loved it. People didn't seem to take it too seriously. Actually, they did. It was kind of like pandemonium after that aired, but now everyone looks back at it as like a fun, iconic little piece of TV history. So
even like the camera angles that they used, where it was like soft focus and then you pipe up and they do that slow zoom in on your face. It was amazing.
It really was. My dress was inspired by Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. And so I really wanted to be on the bottom row so that I could do the leg cross thing.
Oh my God. Did you have a gag?
So I was kind of upset.
You did, didn't you?
Maybe.
Pussy hanging out.
But anyways.
Oh my God.
Anyways, it turns out that they had us all placed in such strategic ways, because that camera view was like almost too perfect. Like the way it like soft focused out of Valentina and goes to me and then focuses back to her. It's insane. It's insane.
Cinematic gold.
Totally.
I like the fact that she didn't even turn around, because she was in her light. She was like, I love you.
What was it? Farrah Moan, just shut up already.
I do love you. And then she carried on with her speech. What a bitch.
I'm sorry, the pheromone just shut up already is one of my favorite Drag Race quotes. But back to the you don't love me thing. So, that whole reunion, we filmed that for like 6 hours or something. So that little back and forth argument with her actually lasted quite a bit. And so the fans don't really know how like hard I went on her. And so she was fully justified in telling me to shut the fuck up, because I was tipsy, honey.
Oh my God. What else did we miss?
It's hard for me to even remember, honestly. She ended up telling me why she was mad at me. And I'm glad that they didn't air that, because it just wasn't necessary. It needed to just be us. And we were able to eventually work past that.
Iconic TV gold. And then you came back for All Stars 4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't sound too keen on this part. So obviously they called you and they were like, we want you for All Stars 4. It's going to be a really big deal. Like, what was going through your head at the time when they were like, yes, Farrah Moan, we need you back for All Stars?
Um, so I don't think I was a plan A. So, like, I think there was a couple of girls that had turned it down, and I was like a plan C or a plan D. And, anyways, I just remember when they were asking me, they were like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure you can do this? Are you sure you're in a place to do this?" And I should have listened to that hinting because looking back on it, it seemed like they knew that it wasn't going to be a pheromone winning season. Like that was not in their cards. But yeah, I went to do it. I was so excited. I had the most amazing time putting together my package for it. At that point in my career, I really made such amazing connections with so many amazing creatives that I was able to really accurately put together a package that embodied everything that I was as an entertainer and as a brand. I branded my whole entire package, and I loved it. It's some of my favorite work. I'm so proud of myself for accomplishing that. If there's one thing I can be proud of from All Stars is I'm proud of myself for putting together that package. But oh yeah, it was extremely expensive, and it ended up being a lot more trauma than it was worth, and ended up costing me so many thousands of dollars in therapy that I still don't feel like I've recovered from. So probably would have said no if I knew, but whatever.
Is it true? I heard this. I think I saw it on Twitter or something. But did you actually do your talent show twice, and they actually just used the worst take of you?
Yes, that is true. It is also true that there was other girls that had really bad takes as well, and one of which happened to win the challenge. But it's not my place to speak on her experience, so I'm not going to. But anyways, I think the craziest thing is that people don't really understand what happened after I fell, because the fall was actually my first take. So I went backstage and had a psychological meltdown that I could not be consoled. I was crying uncontrollably. I was so distraught that they had to give me time to get my life together, like suck it up, whatever, get refocused. And then I needed to fix all my makeup. So I was backstage for the whole entire duration of the rest of the talent show. So every single other girl went and did both of their takes. And my second take was the final performance of the day. And that's why it's so funny. Like, so many people thought that Drag Race did Gia Gunn so shady, because they were like, well, this couldn't possibly be the right reaction from her because everybody moved and everybody changed outfits. And that's because she had such horrible, shady reactions to both of my takes that they were able to pull from both of them.
Oh my God, no.
Yes. Oh my God. I was right there for both of my numbers. I could hear her laughing at me. Like, she was trying to choke me up. Like, anything that she could do to distract me while I was performing, she was doing. And
Like, what's the drama with her? Why was she like that with you?
honestly, I think it was just I think she had some jealousy issues with me for sure. Which I hate to say that. Like, I'm never one of those people. It's like, oh, it's jealousy.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, like, the relationship that me and Gia, the tumultuous relationship me and Gia have had over the last few years, there's nothing else that explains it. And she is just kind of like a dark person with a lot of demons, clearly. I think that she saw me as kind of an easy target. I think she was desperate for a memorable storyline, and I think she thought she could get me, and that would benefit her in some way or make her feel better. Because when I was there, I didn't even know that Gia had a problem with me, because that issue that she brought up in the nightclub months prior to filming was already something that I had considered to be in the past behind us. And the real story is that she tried to fight me at the club and security pulled her away. So if she wants to start acting like who's unprofessional, that was her at her job. So while she was on the clock.
Oh my God.
Anyways, I guess that sums it up. I feel like I was on the brink of a point and then I got sidetracked.
So, long story short, Gia Gunn's an asshole.
Totally. But I do wish her the best. She needs therapy for whoever hurt her in the past. Oh, what I was gonna say, the whole time I was filming All Stars 4, I didn't even realize that Gia was like secretly kind of trying to sabotage me up until the confrontation in the workroom when she came up to me. I was doing my makeup, and I was thinking that the producers were trying to pit me and Valentina against each other because they just would not stop asking me about Valentina. And me and Valentina were actually in a way better place with our friendship. And I didn't want, I respected her. And I already learned the hard, like, if you're trying to if you're trying to have a relationship with someone, you don't go sabotage them on national TV because the producers are trying to set you up to. So no matter what they asked me about her, I always said good things. And because she really was killing it. She did great. I had nothing bad to say about her drag at all. So I was thinking, oh God, they're going to pit me and Valentina against each other. And little did I know, Gia Gunn was already like formulating her master plan of Farrah takedown.
She hated you.
She was obsessed. It's like she was...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's like she was getting paid to do it.
See, the thing is, with Gia Gunn, I think she's funny enough on her own. Like, she doesn't even need to be running around trying to be like a supervillain. Like, she's comedy gold on that show. Like, her catchphrases are sick.
Exactly. Oh my God. You know, on this topic, I have to bring up some of my favorite Gia Gunn quotes that I think shaped like gay lingo forever. Like, let me feel my oats. That became a gay term, and like in our faggot language that us gays literally use all the time. And what you're gonna do isn't necessarily what you want to do isn't necessarily what you're gonna do. Genius. So funny.
I use that all the time.
She has the if she was just a better person, I think she could be so loved and so successful, because she is so funny. She is so charismatic when she wants to be, and she's beautiful. She's a great entertainer. She can perform. She's great at her makeup. Like, I mean, she's got a whole package there. She just needs to find some inner peace and stop being a fucking bitch.
So, if you could go back in time to Farrah Moan that got the phone call for All Stars 4, what would you say to her?
Oh, to Farrah Moan? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I would say...
Go home. Put the phone down.
I'd say save your $30,000 that you've saved up and move back to Texas. Leave LA while you still can, while you still got money, and invest that money that you would have spent on All Stars into your mental health and mental well-being, and back into your craft, and then maybe answer the phone for All Star 6.
Solid advice for yourself right there. Didn't World of Wonder bring you back one more time, though? Didn't they do that weird, like, web episode where you met Christina Aguilera? Did I imagine that? That happened?
Yes, that was actually right. That was the year that season 9 was still airing, and they were filming season 10.
Oh, she's on the telly. How was that meeting her, though? Was it amazing?
That was really awesome. But I think that it would have been really nice for them to give me some kind of heads up, because they almost killed me that day. Like, you can't just surprise someone with their number one idol. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Like, I still get so much anxiety thinking about it, because I was just like, that's so scary. I wasn't ready for that. That was so much. But it was really, really special. And it really made me think that World of Wonder cared about my well-being and thought and saw like something special in me as an artist. And it kind of made me feel like they would have my back if anything were to go awry if I ever did All Stars. I mean, when I was considering going, I was like, well, they've been so good to me this far. How could they possibly fuck me up? Little did I know, World of Wonder has barely anything to do with All Stars, and it's all VH1 producers that want drama.
Just watching the clip back, when you go to sit down, you don't even turn your head to look at her. You just sit there and your eyes begin to water.
Oh, when I sat down with Christina, oh my gosh. Well, I had to film that twice. Because when I first walked in and I saw her, I took in such a deep breath because I was so shocked that it busted my button on my vest, and my button went flying, and my vest flew open and my full nipples were exposed. And Christina was like dying laughing. And she was like, could you imagine if that happened to me? She was like, we'd have a big problem on our hands with my boobs out. And she just thought it was so funny. So I had to leave the room. They had to send someone in to come fix my button. and then I had to walk back in there as if I hadn't done it. And at that point I had known, like, I knew what was coming. So, but it just, I was so at a loss for words. I'm so happy that whatever I managed to say sounded eloquent enough. But gosh, like, I mean, you spend your whole life thinking about what you would say to them in that moment. But like, that moment happens so quickly and so out of the blue. It's like, you don't even know what to say.
I bet you're grateful that you've got a video of it though.
Totally. It is a really sweet little video. Those eyebrows though, that I drew on that day. Talk about the 2016 eyebrows or 17 eyebrows. Have you seen the trend on TikTok of all the girls being like, how I did my eyebrows in 2017? Like, everyone did.
Oh no, I'm
like the biggest, thickest brows.
Oh God, I still do it. My eyebrows look like slugs all the time.
I love it. We love a thick old healthy brow.
We do. I want my eyebrows to match my waistline. Thick!
Thick! I live.
Staying on the subject of Christina, though, she did say that she knew who you were. Like, she'd seen you at the Met Gala or something, but like, what other celebrities have come up to you and you've been like, you know me?
So wait, the crazy part is that I wasn't at the Met Gala. I was actually at DragCon, but a South American media outlet thought that I was Christina showing up to the Met Gala because it was like the same weekend. And then it went viral in South America, and Christina's makeup artist, Etienne, showed her. And she was like, who is this bitch? So yeah, she had her eye on me, which is so cool. Celebrities that I've met that knew who I was, Miley Cyrus,
awesome.
Which was crazy. I met her at a party in the Hollywood Hills. Gosh, was this 2018? And she sent like her assistant up to me and Violet Chachki because we were outside in the smoking area of this backyard, and brought us in and was like, Miley wanted to hang out with y'all, so here she is. And I was like, wait, what? And so Miley just was like partying with me and Violet, and was really, really fun. So sweet. She was just about to do season 11, right? When she was the first. She did season 11, and so she was asking us for advice on which outfit we liked better, and she showed us a preview of what her looks were going to be. Who else?
I have to ask you one thing, actually. It's puzzled me. I have no idea where it's come from. Have you noticed people keep reposting a video of you going, period? Where's that come from?
Oh my God, that was actually in November 2019 at the Charlie's Angels premiere in Hollywood.
I cry every time I see it. It's so funny. Period.
They booked me to dress up as Farrah Fawcett for the red carpet, and I got to meet like Patrick Stewart, which was super iconic. I got to meet Kristen Stewart, you know, the main. She was like one of the Charlie's Angels in the new movie. I got to meet Laverne Cox and so many cool people that day. But yeah, I guess I was a fill-in for Alaska who couldn't do it because they had already done like a Charlie's Angels promo, and then Alaska called out. So I guess Farrah Moan was the next best thing they could get. So, but yeah, we were doing an interview. We were doing interviews about like how important it is to have like, you know, movies that are centered around like empowered, strong women. And I just was like, period.
Iconic.
It's so funny. I don't know who dug up that clip because I had never even seen it. And then all of a sudden I logged on Twitter one day and like Tatiana had posted it. Miss Fame had reposted it.
Tatiana's the worst, isn't it? She finds everything.
Oh my God. But she's also the fucking best. She is one of my favorite Ru girls. She's so outspoken, and she's genuinely such a good person. She's so fun to hang out with. She's just the life of the party every time.
Every night out I've been with her, I cannot survive the night. I don't know how she does it. Well, obviously I know how she does it. She's 6'5", but I cannot keep up with her when it comes to drinking. She's too much.
Yeah, me and her have tried to drink each other under the table before, and it was a tie.
Oh my God.
People don't know how much I can handle, but you know, I'm 40% Irish. I can handle my liquor.
I'm 100% Irish. I can't handle my liquor in the slightest.
Are you Irish?
I'm Irish. Do you want to hear my Irish accent?
Please.
There was 33 of them down the quarry with all the knackers and the aegis, but the crack was something fierce.
Oh my God, that just brought me back to playing The Witcher on my Nintendo Switch.
You geek.
I love it.
Oh my God. So what's next for you? Have you been watching the latest season of Drag Race? They're on season 13. I think we've got another 6 months left before it finishes. Have you been watching?
I have not been watching.
You're not missing much.
The thing is, and you know, like sometimes I actually do feel kind of bad because I know just from a Rue Girl standpoint that it actually means a lot when your season is airing and you've got like the support of other Rue Girls that are watching and cheering you on and stuff. But also, like, I have so much of my PTSD. I have many different PTSDs that give me like trauma flashbacks. But one of the main ones that's kind of been plaguing me the last couple of years is Drag Race trauma. So it's really hard for me to watch. I mean, I watched All Stars 5 because Shea Coulee is one of my best friends in the whole world, and I just had to see it to support her and stuff.
Yeah.
I only watched it to really watch her and Miss Cracker. I actually had a few friends on All Stars 5 I wanted to watch it for, but you know, these regular seasons, I can't really keep up with all of them. I'm trying to tell my other girlfriends that are Rue Girls, like, don't do All Stars so I don't have to watch it.
No more hoes.
Y'all, it's a trap. It's a trap.
If you think you're doing good now, you won't be after that.
However, though, I do follow a lot of the girls on the season, and I have been keeping up with like their runways and stuff. So I kind of know what's going on, but I don't watch the full episodes, if that makes sense. So I see the like highlights and I watch the like runways of the looks that I like and stuff. But I love Simone. I've met her here in LA before. She's so nice and her drag looks so good. I'm so obsessed with her just tiny little moisturized body. It's so fierce.
Gorgeous.
I love Rosé because I feel like she's just really multi-talented and she just seems like a lot of fun from what I've seen on like social media and, you know, meeting or whatever. Got Mick. Really proud of him. And then who was, Candy. Candy, you know, she really, from what I've heard, pushed her way through this competition and somehow made it to the top 4. And I got to commend her for that. A bitch is a fighter.
She should have been gone a long time ago. That's just my opinion.
I am kind of on the edge of my seat to see who they're going to pick to win. Because it seems like almost anyone could take it at this point. You know, I guess they're just going to do some lip sync battle or something like in the finale, and we'll find out who did the best there.
As long as it's Simone or Rose, I'll be happy.
Same. Honestly, you know, I'd like to say I'd be happy for all of them, but I have such a soft spot for people like that kind of came from nothing and kind of like manifested their dreams to come true and spent their whole life savings to go to Drag Race. And like, there's a girl in the top 4 that I've just known really well and from a really close standpoint. And I feel like it's just been handed, like, you know, parents always paid for their bills. You know, like the Drag Race package was one of the most expensive and fabulous packages that's ever been on the show. But it's like, how would Drag Race change their life? You know, like how would winning Drag Race change their life? And I'm like, Simone, I know that she came from like Arkansas, which if you haven't been to the States, Arkansas is like one of the most redneck kind of country places, and it can be really hard for queer people there.
I only know Arkansas because that's where the first season of The Simple Life was filmed.
Yeah. Yes. That's Arkansas, period.
Period.
And so I love a really inspiring story of someone that like just came from, you know, humble beginnings and worked really hard. And so that's my favorite kind of Drag Race story, is someone that's really experienced some hardships in life that can use that win to like inspire people like me that watched the show, that like, I remember one of the main things that always inspired me about Drag Race was watching how these, disenfranchised queer kids that have been through hell and back were able to like make something huge of themselves. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of the show. So we'll see. I'm on the edge of my seat for sure.
So what is actually next for Farrah Moan? What's on the horizon?
I've had to take like a good year to kind of heal. I mean, I was seeing a therapist for 2 years after All Stars 4, and she was tragically murdered on Valentine's Day last year.
Oh my God.
And subsequently, right after that, the pandemic happened, and then I lost my grandmother, and I lost so many other friends and family members along the way. This year, it's been one thing after the next that's just been so devastating, and just it's like people are like, well, why haven't you been posting on Instagram? And it's like, well, maybe at this point in my life, the validation of strangers liking how much my overly photoshopped photo isn't what's giving me like validation in any way anymore at this point. But
yeah,
I am starting to feel my creative and inspirational energy coming back. I got my hair done for the first time since June 2020. So I'm feeling pretty cute, pretty sexy. I'm really excited for the summer and everyone being vaccinated. And I don't know, anything could happen at this point. I want to start a podcast too, because I just want to talk about crazy things going on in the world and something that's not Drag Race related, I'm trying to get into TikTok. So guys, if you're watching this, follow me on TikTok at Farrah_Moan. I'm having a lot of fun learning how to use the app, and it's all comedy. You're not going to see me serving looks on there. My TikTok is for me to make fun of myself.
I mean, you're not going to be serving dance moves either. We've seen you dancing. Come on, white girl.
Honestly, I should make some TikToks and try and squeeze into that outfit and do that dance. It would probably go viral. That's a really good idea.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I'm just, healing, coping, trying to find the passion and inspiration to keep something going. So feel free to follow me, guys, if you're listening, and keep up with the journey.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Right. Thanks, Farrah Moan, for doing this.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
And I can't wait to keep up with you now on TikTok and see all your moves and all your looks and all your everything, whatever shit you're going to give us, period.
It's really just going to be self-deprecating humor. So if you love it, you love it.
Right. I'll speak to you later.
Oh, bye, darling.
Bye.